Yo, what up y'all? My name is Tim. Welcome to my complete walkthrough of Caelid, Part 1. If you enjoy the video or learn anything new, please leave a like and subscribe to join the Room Temp Gaming family. It helps out tremendously and is so much appreciated. Alright, so to get started guys, we are at the Smoldering Church right outside of Caelid on the western side, leaving off where we were in the last series episode. For Seal for a River, and we are just heading northeast to the minor Erdtree so we can take out this Erdtree Avatar. And just like all the other avatars, it's the same moveset. However, as you'll find in this particular area, Caelid, we will be introduced to somewhat of a new status effect, which is Rot. Probably one of the worst ones that you can get affected by. Most enemies apply it to you. This avatar definitely does, so be careful using immunity, heavy armor will help you here. However, you also have Flame Cleanse Me incantation. If you're using incantations that have been following along, you do have it. I don't have it equipped at the moment, but I will a little bit later when I remember. So definitely put that on. It's an easy way to remove status. And you also have all of those crafting cookbooks that we've got, so you can craft immunity and resistance items as well. Alright, now that the Erdtree Avatar is down, we are going to head to the minor Erdtree Catacombs, which is right behind the tree, south side of it. And this dungeon does have those little stone imps, so be ready for that. Little bastards. These guys are very vulnerable to strike damage, so if you have weapons that have strike as their damage type, I'd recommend using them, or really any strength required weapon, heavy weapons. So if you look below that elevator, we're going to be going below it a little bit later. First we're going to go straight ahead. There's a bunch of traps in here, mainly just imps waiting to ambush you. As you can see, I died there to that guy a little bit ago. He got me good. Every room has imps in it. They're all gonna ambush. So here is the lever for the boss door that we'll be seeing here in a little bit. Clear out the room and hit that lever. And then we're gonna run on back, go over the elevator and take that path that was behind us, and while I run over that, I am gonna make the elevator go up so we can just hop down when we get back here. Now in here there is rot on the ground. It does build really quickly, and it does a lot of damage to you. If you just go out and grab that item, you will be kind of trapped by all those little glob dudes. So take them out before you do. And there is an imp throwing fire bombs at us. So that's all that's in there. Let's head back here and roll on down. Imp's ready to ambush. Another rot area with more blobs. Get through it as quick as you can, and there is the boss door. Now we're not going to hit the boss door quite yet. We are going to go back and I forgot this turn here. There's a little passageway right here we can go through, and we are going to grab our Imp Head, which is up this ladder. I do have most of this video sped up because it was really long. If you don't quite catch what I'm picking up, I'm just picking up normal stuff. If I don't mention it or slow the video down, or it's not on the list, it's just normal things, crafting materials, smithing stones, stuff like that. Nothing of supreme importance that you're not going to notice without walking by it. So there's our Imp Head. Go get this little guy real quick. And then we're going to be heading to the boss, which is 2 of those watchdogs. A little bit tricky, but luckily we have summons, so we can use our summons to help us out. Back down we go. Across the little rot room. That's where we were just at, and we're going to go right to the boss door. Now, I have Scarlet Rot on me right now, and for some reason I'm choosing not to get rid of it, but I do die in here, so I'm just going to clip that out, and this will be the section where I actually kill him. Now, when there's 2 bosses, it's always good to have a nice tanky summon that can take care of one and aggro one while you take care of the other. Alright, now that they're good down, we got our pumpkin ashes. And then our next destination is Gael Tunnel, where we will be getting the coveted Moonveil, and a pretty good weapon at Cross-Naginata. The Moonveil is another katana like the one I'm using, or I'm not using yet, but I will be using in a little while. It's extremely good. That's all you really need that needs to be said about it. if you have the stat requirements, definitely use it. I don't, because it is int based, dex int, so I won't be using it on this one, but if you can, do so. And we're just picking up grace sites right now, getting some little loot from this little town right here. And this is, I believe it's about southwest of the Erdtree that we were just at. Alright, now we're going to head over to Gael Tunnel. There's a bunch of birds down there. Don't worry about them right now. Just talking to this ghost dude. We're going to head along this cliffside, hop on down. There's a little encampment of enemies we're going to take out right after we get all these runes from the graveyard. Gonna take out these guards real quick, get some runes, might as well. And then we'll head on inside. So before we get to the grace here, we do have some guards to take out, so be wary of the ambushes. And this is another tunnel with the mining enemies that are kind of stone skinned. To get down here, you gotta jump along the sides here. So again, strike damage is preferred. Anytime you attack these stone skinned dudes with some weapons, like the ones I'm using right now, the daggers, they stagger you. So not the best option, but I'm going for backstab, so shouldn't really have the chance to do that to me. And right in here is the Cross-Naginata. We just gotta get past this fucking octopus thing, grab it, and we got it. Let's get out of here. Of course, you can kill him if you like. I'm not gonna worry about it. And then we are going to be clearing out this room just because there's so many crafting materials underneath this wooden platform here that don't really want to, you don't want to pass up on. Backstabs aren't doing quite enough damage to them. Jumping attacks, you won't stagger from them, so that's always an option. It's just kind of a... Jump attacks are kind of a lame strategy for me. I'm not really into it. I'd rather have a little more fun in combat than just jumping slash, jump slash, jump slash, you know. A little too choreographed for my taste. Don't get me wrong, if there's a boss I'm trying to fight and that's what does it for him, then that's what does it for him, but for the most part I'm not trying to be super repetitive like that. Take all these guys out, get all these materials, and then we'll be heading toward our boss. It's kind of a hard boss. He's slow, but he's hard. Alright, so through this door right here, we can grab a gray sight real quick before we open the big doors. I'm not sure if you have to run all the way back to this boss if you die, but might as well just grab this grace just in case. Gonna rest up. And we'll go fight this magma worm. This guy does just... his attacks leave like magma on the ground. Not too crazy, but obviously don't stand in it. He does a magma charge. Just roll out of his way. He'll turn around, keep charging, just roll out of his way again. Don't get caught in the lava. There he goes. He'll spit lava at you. It's pretty easy to hit though, so you let your summon take aggro and you have some good openings on him. My daggers are not doing shit to him, so it's gonna be quite a fight here. Jellyfish is really tanked though. Ooh, got the crit off just in time. His sword you get later in the game, actually really nice. I did a whole playthrough with not just that sword, but I did use that sword quite often in one of my playthrough videos on my channel. You guys can check that out. It's a full fire build. Really fun. Take this guy out. Oh, missed him. There we go. Right in the throat. Nice. Get the Dragonheart and get the Moonveil. That thing is so sick. I would use it for you, but I don't have the stat requirements. Go ahead and test it out yourself if you can. Like I said earlier, really, really good weapon. So we're going to go take this path out just so we can quickly get out of here rather than go through a loading screen. I'm going to rest up anyway. Level up real quick. And we are going to the Caelum Ruins next. On the way to the Caelum Ruins, we're going to pick up a couple things. Just going to kill some of these guys real quick, might as well, right? They're all staying there just waiting for it. Alright, so continuing down that road, I clipped that out, going to the northeast, same road we were just on. There's going to be some dogs over here. You can snipe this beetle from afar, but you kind of got to one-shot it or you have to follow it, and we'll get the Whirl of Flame, Ash of War. Not really that great, but looks pretty cool. Destroyed me. So after those dogs, there is a chariot right here. After you, if you want to kill them or not, you can sneak by them and get that Greatsword. But it's right where the dogs were, right where we got that Ash of War right there. I just clipped it out because it saved a bunch of time for me there. And we're gonna take care of this guy because he looked at us. These dogs actually get poise broken really easily. They're not actually that hard. The birds are a little bit more difficult, though. I think their attacks are a lot quicker, a little harder to see where they're going with it, their move set. All right. After we take those guys out, there's a little camp here. We're just gonna pick up this chest here. Get our rune arc. Might as well get a rune arc. We'll probably need those later in the game. I don't really use them early on. They activate your great rune. Not a big deal. There's not enough of them in the game to really matter for me, unless it's a very hard fight that I just can't get through. So after that little camp, this guy's sniping us from down there. We're going to the edge of this cliff here, and there is a dead body over here that I'm just going to pick up a somber stone from. And we will head to Caelum Ruins. And this has one of the coolest shields in the game. If you have the ability to use it, definitely use it. It's so cool. But before we get into that, we are going to grab a couple items around the ruins, per usual. So feel free to explore at your own leisure. And when you're done, you can fast forward and fight the boss of the area. Alright, so here is the little underground tunnel that takes us to the boss fight for our Visage Shield, excuse me. 2 mad pumpkins, one with a hammer, one with the flail. We summon our buddy to help us out. Dragon Claw is nice on most enemies, so I tend to use that quite a lot to kind of soften them up a little bit, maybe break their poise. This thing just is devastating at times. Alright, good job. Open up this door and get that shield. And then we will be heading to a dungeon I have never been in after 7 new games, 8 new game pluses, and a couple other playthroughs of random characters. I've never been in it, never found it. I usually try and play this game without much walkthrough usage, but on this series I'm definitely using a guide for reference, just for the sake of getting all the items for us, so we're well prepared for the DLC. But from that location here, we're going southeast, hit the Grace just so we have it here. The Smoldering Wall Grace. We'll be back to this Grace a little later, a couple times. But from here we are going directly east. And we'll be traveling on a, be getting to a cliff's edge and walking up a branch, which will take us into the abandoned cave dungeon, which does have the Venomous Fang fist weapon, which is really big right now. It has been for a little while. If you can get 2 of them, that's even better. And how you get 2 items in this game, if you can only get 1 in one playthrough, is you have someone drop it for you, or you just go in the New Game Plus and do it again. Which I honestly recommend the first playthrough, just do the story. And maybe if you need to grind a little bit, do a rune farm, do it. And then your second playthrough, just get everything you possibly can, because there's a lot of benefits to being in NG+. One of the biggest ones is you get a shitload more runes when you kill stuff. But that aside, this place is infected with scarlet rot, so just be ready for that. We have all our things that we can use. We have Flame Cleanse Me, we have our crafting items. We have little pockets in this dungeon that we can stand on where there's ground. If you roll through status effect stuff, it just makes it worse, so try not to roll like I was. But in here we will be picking up the Serpent Bow, Venomous Fang, and Gold Scarab. And definitely don't go through the rot when the geysers blow, because that'll fuck you up. There's our Serpent Bow right in front of that Iron Maiden. And to the right of the Iron Maiden, there's this tunnel I'm in right now. Get this rat. Poison is no match for lightning. Interesting thing about lightning damage is it is, from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, the only spell or element type that does not have you can't build resistance to. And if you can, it's only like 1 or 2 ways. It's not a common thing. So lightning is really good. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because that's what I remember. And of course they could have patched that out at some point or changed some things. So right up here is the boss door. We're not going to get that yet. We're going to go grab one more thing, our Venomous Fang. Also, soap does help as well with status effects. Alright, so before the boss door, we're going to head back down here where this big flower is. Might as well kill it for now so it doesn't bother us while we're looting stuff. And there are some broken down Iron Maidens here that we can hop up on, and that will be where our Venomous Fang is. And here it is, now to the boss room. Alright, so this boss here, we got the Clean Rot Knights. Just like before, I think we fought one of these guys before already. However, there will be 2 in this one. One of them spawns shortly after the first. And just so you know, the sickle that the one is using, we actually can farm that and their armor in Caelid. really, really good scythe to use. The Ash of War is amazing on it. But apparently not good enough for these guys. Take them down, get our gold Scarab. Great talisman for whenever you are rune farming. Must have, must use. Alright, so now we're going to be making our way to Decaying, whatever the fuck his name is, Ekzykes. It's a rot dragon. So much fun. I spent, I think, about an hour trying to kill this guy. Really was getting at me. On the way there, it's all the way to the south here. We're going to pick up a couple gray sites, and this merchant right here just has some crafted items that you can pick up if you'd like. I'm not going to pick any of them up, but feel free. And after that, and this big lake of rot right here is where those clean rot knights spawn, where we can farm their stuff. But we're going to be getting to that in another part of this Caelid walkthrough, not this video, so don't worry too much about it. I'm going here to kill this beetle real quick to the west of where we were just at, just because I saw it and I couldn't help myself. So I'm just going to kill that guy real quick. And when you're on your horse, you don't get rot buildup. I'm getting rot buildup right now because I was off my horse and I was standing in it. But if we come back out to the south, we can get our map fragment where we put our marker at. And we're going to head, for right now, we're going to head up west. A little out of order in Caelid. It's a little hard to keep track of stuff in this goddamn area, but here is our buddy Ekzykes, whatever the goddamn shit. He is very, very tough. Good luck on him. If you have a better time with him than I do, let me know. Let me know what you did differently. Let me know your build too. He got me real quick there. I just ran up on him though, so I'm going to clip out the last 5 million tries and keep this on fast forward so this video isn't 2 hours long. But I got my summon. Basically the strategy I use for this guy is when he wakes up he does a roar. Doesn't do anything. If I do a full Flame of Frenzy charged, if I do it twice, it poise breaks him so that I can get on my mount, jump over his goddamn wing. That's too big to jump over on foot. And then hopefully get a crit off on him. Usually I'm fast enough, sometimes I'm not. Eating my own words right now. He does numerous different breath attacks where he spews out rot. If you are caught in it, you will die. Just know that, unless you got a shitload of immunity armor on and you are 100% prepared for this fight and you're constantly putting stuff on. It's a little hard to do. Man, I cannot get a crit on this guy. Sheesh. I imagine I killed this guy with no crits, and almost every single time I fought him I got at least 1 or 2 crits off on him. So a good strategy for this though is after you get those, like maybe 1 or 2 crits on him, get some good damage chunks off, is to run up on those rocks up where he's at, and you can kind of range him for a long time, and he can't spew his breath at you because it gets blocked by the rocks pretty often. And any time that I would see rot come out of his mouth, I would just mount up and run away. It ain't worth it. You'll probably just die to it. If you don't want to fight this guy and it's taking too much out of you and you don't have the time for it, don't worry about it. The only thing you're getting from this guy is a Dragonheart. And you do get arguably the best dragon incantation in the game, which is his Rot Breath. It's actually used to cheese any boss in the game. So it's up to you. If you want to take the time to do it, do it. If not, come back a little bit later. In the next video I do, which will be Redmane Castle, the Starscourge of Radahn fight. That's what we'll be doing in the video directly after this. I will get it uploaded today. Before we enter that, I will be finishing the White Mask Varus quest, so that everyone here has the opportunity to get into the Mogwin Palace area, which has the best rune farm in the game. So if you have trouble with this fight or the Radahn fight, which can be pretty hard your first time through, even though it's been nerfed pretty significantly, you can skip ahead to my next video if it is up already and finish out White Mask Varus quest, which we did a little bit of before when we were in Liurnia, but we did not finish because we don't really need to, and it is a pretty high level area. You're not really meant to go there quite yet, but you can, just for the rune farm. And the rune farm is still kind of difficult, just because we don't necessarily have big AoE abilities right now, I guess depending on your build. So that motherfucker's down. Get the Dragonheart. Dragon Communion is open. There is a Dragon Church right behind me right now. I had to clip this out because I forgot to hit record. But once you hit the Site of Grace, right behind this Site of Grace is the Dragon Communion Church. Go over to it. Hit the Grace there. See if there's any other dragon incantations you want to get and pick them up. And that's where I'm at right now. See, we're right there. Not too far. So we got the AoW Poisonous Mist. We did not get Lifesteal Fist yet. We got the map fragment and we got Dragonheart. So now we are going to go east over here and grab the Nomadic Cookbook and a Stonesword Key if you want from this merchant. I didn't get the Stonesword Key because I got so many of them right now. I don't think I'm going to need them anytime soon. I'm just popping some runes real quick so I can buy what I need to buy. There's the cookbook and the Stonesword Key, of course, if you want to get that, and anything else you want. Alright, so the only thing left on here is we're going to go to the Smoldering Wall Grace again, and we're going to grab the Lifesteal Fist AoW. Pretty cool AoW. Gotta be real close combat for it though, so not a big fan. It's, you know, it's one of them things. It's real cool, but not very effective all the time. So if we follow this road south from that Grace, here is the Beetle, and that'll give us exactly what we're looking for. And we can also grab the Grace right next to it. Alright, now we're going to head over to Forsaken Ruins. The only thing here is the Sword of St. Trina. Pretty nice sword, puts people to sleep. Sleep status, one of the only things in the game that does that. But of course, on the way there, we're going to mess with some birds and grab the loot that they're holding on to. Which was just, I think it was just some smithing stones. Yeah, smithing stones, which of course we need those. This guy's gonna mess me up. Yeah, I got stuck there. So back to that Site of Grace we go. If you died, you'll be the same place I am right now, right underneath that telescope thing. And the Finger Maiden. And we're gonna run over here to this other hill right here with the other bird on it. And funny enough, these birds take fall damage when they attack you off of those hills, so you can use that to your advantage too. But I'm not going to mess with him right now. I've had enough. And right here is one of the dungeons that we just did a little while ago. That's not where we're heading. Instead, we're going to head up north. And we are at the Forsaken Ruins. Couple little crafting items and a downstairs passage to our boss fight. and of course birds. Alright, now let's head down. We gotta use our Stonesword Key. Pop open the chest, and there we have it. I wish more could be done with that sword, but it's not all too reliable with the Ash of War putting people to sleep. Alright, so the last big section of this walkthrough will be Fort Gael. There will be 2 parts to this just because there's a lot of items and it would have filled up the whole screen. So I'm going to take it part by part. First part is outside, second part is inside. And these birds are just going to get it because they've been giving it to me this whole time. Behind the scenes type of shit. And I've just about had it. And one thing I like to do when I'm using Ash of Wars that have projectiles on them is try to connect the weapon and the projectile on the enemy because it hits for both. It's always something to remember there. Now, before we get to the Fort Gael, which is right in front of us, we just came south of the ruins that we were just at. As we head south, there is this beetle right here that I missed. And we'll get some somber stones from him. And head back, grab the grace over here, and there is also a invisible beetle with the Ash of War Flame of the Redmanes. Very good Ash of War. It was incredibly good back when I was playing all the time when the game, first launched. But I know it got nerfed a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's still used. So, before we head in there, right over here in this open field, you probably already saw it running around. It does a big figure 8. And I'm clipping out because I was waiting here for a while to even just see it. And I got it, so get that Ash of War. So proceeding in here, you just want to kill everything. I'm going up here because I can kind of get an advantage. It didn't really work out too well for me though, so hopefully it works out well for you. Do what you can. Kill everything. Take your time. There is an enemy here that does drop his Greatsword. He dropped his pants for me as well, which I don't know if that's guaranteed, but I'm pretty sure the Knight's Greatsword is guaranteed. So, and you can jump on those big flame head dudes, and if you do a R1, you'll kill them. But I miss them every fucking time I try. It's just, I do not have good luck jumping on those guys. And that archer up there is the guy we are looking for the Knight's Greatsword. If you're like me, you'll just knock him off and make things harder for yourself, but do a big AoE here. He's dead. Not going to grab his loot yet because that would be dangerous. Take out all the guys before I do so. There they are right there, the Knight's Greatsword and the pants he dropped. I don't know if that was random or not, but fuck it. Alright, after those guys are dead, we're going to head up these stairs here. Gate is closed, obviously, so we're going to be heading around the side. We're going to be going up this branch and taking this ladder. Now we are going to be coming back down here. You can just go around and kill the flame vehicle things first instead of taking the ladder up and getting the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation, but I came up here first because I forgot that they were there. So if you're following me, just clear out the top area first. Not a big deal. That tower up in front of us has a Waygate portal on it. You don't need to take that right now, but we will be taking it once we're done here. Man, those pole arms, man, those things really throw you around a lot. And there's our Starscourge Heirloom. Raises your strength. Now for part 2. Which will be the inside of the fort. And we're going to backtrack here and go down, kill those guys I was talking about earlier before we even enter. Alright, so you don't have to go up here quite yet, but this is where we're going to go at the end of this fort to the Redmanes Castle, which will be in the next video. Don't take it yet though. So let's go clear out the rest of this fort. And we're going to be heading back outside. Drop down this ladder here. And right around the corner, we have 2 of these dudes. See, I can never get on there. 2 of these dudes guarding the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation. This incantation, I'd say 95% of faith users have this slotted at all times. It's a really great buff. Just real quick, let me just verify exactly what this buff does for us. Alright. So it gives you 20% more physical damage, 20% more fire damage. Stamina recovery speed is also increased. It lasts for 30 seconds. This also stacks with Golden Vow, which is another really huge incantation for us. The physical damage increase also affects physical related spells such as sorceries, rock sling, and meteorite, as well as incantations. So good all around the board. Definitely slot that up if now that we have it. And let's get inside. Alright, so we're going to hop in this little doorway here to grab the Katar and take out the little boss here. We ran into plenty of these guys already, y'all know the deal. Easily take him out up here, but I failed to do so. So I think I just end up hopping down, helping out my summon. Or he hops up here and helps me out. Shit. panic roll out of there. Yeah, they got some leap on them for sure. There we go. With Zeus's Bowl, we got the Lion's Claw. Really awesome Ash of War for two-handed weapons. Get a Rune Arc while we're at it. And we're going to head back up, back on top of that tower and take the Waygate. And the Waygate will lead us to Redmanes Castle, which is where in the next video we'll be fighting Starscourge Heirloom, one of the coolest bosses in the game. But before that, we are going to get one more item after we take this Waygate, which is the Arrow Talisman. Now, if you haven't followed the Ronnie / Blythe quest line all the way through, as I have in this walkthrough, check out the Seal for a River video that I have out. That has Blythe down there if that's where you're at. If you're supposed to be meeting him there first, meet him there and then come do this part of this walkthrough. If you don't, this will be a little bit harder and you won't have access to it. Everything that we're going to have access to. So make sure you go do that. Make sure you go do Blythe's quest first, and then he'll tell you basically to meet him here for the festival. Alright, now that we got the Arrow Sting Talisman, I'm going to teleport down below. Now I'm going to do one thing real quick before the end of this video. Take this this Waygate. This will take you into Redmane Castle. However, we're not going to start here in the next video. I'm just getting the Grace site real quick, just for convenience sake. And that'll be it, guys. I hope to see you in the next video where we take out Starscourge Heirloom. I appreciate you guys coming through. Please like and subscribe. I will see you next time, and stay cool.